For the longest time, the music game had this one unbreakable, shady rule. Want to blow up globally as a Latin artist? Simple. Ditch your Spanish, switch to English, water down your accent, smile nicer for the cameras, and beg for that American pop radio blessing. No negotiation. That was the contract. Sign it or stay playing in your own neighborhood forever. Then, Bad Bunny showed up like he never got the memo. Welcome to Pop Showroom, where we bring you the stories behind the headlines. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that button right now, because this story goes deeper than anything you've seen in the mainstream media. From day one, he looked at that whole system and straight up ignored it. Not bent the rules, not tweaked them for a little crossover clout. Nah, he acted like they didn't even apply to him. At first, the industry types just smirked. Another viral reggaeton kid with wild outfits, face tattoos, and a couple TikTok hits. Cute. Give him a year. He'll team up with some English rapper, drop a remix in broken English, and chase that real money. That's how every story like this usually played out. Quick flash, then polite assimilation. But something felt off right away. Bad Bunny wasn't following the script. He never crossed over. Instead, the entire world started crossing over to him. Streaming numbers went stupid, charts got dominated, stadiums sold out in places where people barely spoke Spanish, and that's when the suspicion kicked in. Like, wait, how is this even happening? A Spanish-speaking Puerto Rican dude from Carolina singing in his raw island slang, refusing to dilute a single bar, and he's out here moving units like it's nothing? It didn't make sense on paper. The old industry machine was built on English as the golden ticket. Latin artists before him, talented ones, had to play that game to touch the mainstream. But Bad Bunny, he skipped the line completely. He kept dropping music that sounded like home, not like a focus-grouped product. He switched lanes whenever he felt like it, like the game bored him. Reggaeton to Latin trap, then dembow energy, rock influences, and even regional Mexican flavors. Every time people thought, okay, this is his ceiling, he laughed and raised it again. Critics were left refreshing the charts like, bro, he's still up there? Then came Debe Tirar Más Fotos, and things got really weird. This wasn't some easy club album made from maximum streams. This was deeper. A reflective project about memory, regret, the fear of losing your roots while fame pulls you away, gentrification eating up neighborhoods, colonization scars, forced migration, and that quiet anxiety of watching your culture slip through your fingers. He mixed in traditional Puerto Rican sounds, plena, salsa, bomba vibes, not as cute background seasoning, but as the actual foundation. Songs felt personal, almost intrusive, like you were sitting in someone's living room hearing real stories instead of polished radio hits. And guess what? It didn't flop. It dominated. #1 on the Billboard 201, his fourth consecutive all-Spanish album to hit the top spot. It swept Latin Grammys, then made history at the main Grammys, becoming the first all-Spanish language album to win Album of the Year, first Latino artist nominated in those big three categories at once. He even brought that energy to the Super Bowl halftime show. Non-Spanish speakers were out here Googling translations like crazy, trying to feel every layer. Millions of kids worldwide who don't speak the language still caught the emotion, the pride, the pain, the resistance. That's not normal marketing. That's power. Real cultural power that travels without permission. But let's get suspicious for a second, because here's where it stops feeling like a fairy tale.
The industry loves to sell this story as clean inspiration, hard work and talent win, motivational poster vibes, repeat after me. But come on, that's half cap. Bad Bunny didn't win by mastering their system. He ignored it, exposed how fake some of the gates were, and built his own damn lane. He stayed hyper-specific, Puerto Rican slang, island references, personal struggles, unfiltered Boricua reality. He never tried to make it universal by making it generic or safe. And ironically, that painful specificity is exactly what made it universal. People felt the truth behind the words, even when they needed subtitles. Most stars at their peak start simplifying. Dumber hooks, shinier production, less risk. Bad Bunny went the opposite. He leaned harder into his culture. Traditional plena rhythms and salsa soul weren't side quests. They carried the emotional weight. He dropped a short film with the album that hit millions of views fast, tackling colonization, identity, and preserving what makes Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico. It felt like a love letter and a warning at the same time. Here's the twist nobody says out loud enough. A ton of artists and creators are watching Bad Bunny's run and thinking they can just copy-paste the surface stuff. I'll rap in my native language, add some traditional sounds, stay authentic, and boom, global takeover. Nah, fam, that's not how this worked. Bad Bunny didn't win because he spoke Spanish. He won because he was dangerously, painfully specific to his own experience. He wasn't trying to speak for all Latin America or be the next safe crossover king. He was just Benito from Puerto Rico, loud about his island's beauty and its struggles, with zero apology. The world didn't adjust to him because of a clever strategy. They adjusted because they recognized something real in the middle of all the noise. That's rare, once in a generation rare. So the uncomfortable question hanging in the air is this: is Bad Bunny the new standard for global stardom, or just a beautiful exception that the industry is pretending is a repeatable blueprint? Because if you try to fake that level of rooted honesty without actually living it, you'll crash hard. The algorithm tempts everybody to water down, chase trends, and become more digestible. Bad Bunny said no thanks, and somehow flipped the script on what global even means now. That's bigger than music, bro. It's about influence in this new era. Who gets to define success, who has to adjust, and who refuses to? For anybody creating music, videos, art, whatever, the lesson hits different. You don't need to dilute yourself to reach the world anymore, but you do need to be brave enough to stay specific, even when it feels risky, rooted, honest, and a little uncomfortable. That's what travels now. I've thought about this a lot, like a friend who's seen too many creators lose themselves chasing the bag. The real ones who last are the ones who don't negotiate their core. Bad Bunny showed that sometimes ignoring the old rules isn't rebellion for clout, it's just knowing who you are so clearly that the world has no choice but to catch up. If this breakdown is hitting you in the chest, the real talk, the suspicion around the old industry games, the twist on what true authenticity actually costs, then do me a favor right now. Smash that subscribe button. We're breaking down these culture-shifting moments every single week. No fluff, no fake motivation, just honest conversations that make you think. You don't want to miss what's dropping next. At the end of the day, Bad Bunny didn't just become a superstar, he quietly rewrote what a global pop star is supposed to look and sound like. Whether he's a one-time glitch in the Matrix or the start of something permanent, only time will tell. But one thing is clear, the old rulebook got tossed, and the game feels wide open for whoever's brave enough to be that specific. If you're still watching, drop a like, comment what you think. Is he the exception or the new rule? And again, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and turn on notifications. We got more of these raw stories coming. Stay rooted, stay dangerous, stay you. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.